So my name is Kassandra Frederique. I am the New York State Director at Drug Policy Alliance. Drug Policy Alliance is a national organization, and we work to end the war on drugs. And what that means is that we do not believe the criminal legal system is an effective mechanism to deal with people that are in pain. People that are struggling, people that are trying to make it through economic hard times by selling drugs. We think there has to be a different conversation. I'm from New York City. Cool. I went to school in Western New York. I actually went to school in Ithaca. All right, hey, holla. And so it's been actually pretty amazing to spend so much time in places outside of New York City, because I know that we're annoying. We think we're the whole state, right? We think everything outside of the 5 boroughs is upstate. I have learned that that is not true, but I've also learned a lot more. And part of that is from the work that I've done with Truth Farm. And I think one of the biggest things that as we move this conversation is that this was all on purpose. And that is something that has been the hardest for me to swallow. The overdose crisis is not by mistake. We know because we've been watching how long overdose deaths have been happening. And yes, they've been happening for a long time, but they've been rising for 40 years. None of this is by mistake. All of this is by design. And when you recognize that, and when you hold that, you know that there is another emotion you hold besides hurt, besides hopelessness. How many people here have a rage? How many people have a rage that sits in your belly because you know that not everything that can be done is being done?
That's right.
You know that the way that they talk about your loved ones is not the full picture of who they are.
That's right.
That you know that the stigma that people put on you is unfair.
That's right.
That the shame you feel is not yours. It is something that someone put on you or something that someone taught you to feel. People want to know what happens. People want to understand, how do we make this not happen again? And I think it's important for us to read. I think it's important for us to love one another. But I also think it's important to rage. It is important to rage, to get down deep in that feeling in your belly and use it as a well to push you forward. And there is a reason why you should rage. Because your elected officials are full of shit. All of them. We know that. You know why we know that? Because they got $25 for this whole event. We know that because harm reduction has worked for over 40 years, and not every county in this state has a syringe exchange. Not every county in this state understands drug education, about how you don't mix certain drugs. There is a reason why there are so many of our loved ones that are dead, and that is because they let it be so. So if you are sitting here and you are not sure if you have a rage, let me give you some of mine. Governor Cuomo is full of shit. We have asked, we have done the meetings, we have sent the fact sheets, we have gone to Europe, we've gone to Canada, and we see what works, and they refuse to do it here. But what they know how to do is to cage poor people. They put us in these jails that are dilapidated. that don't have access to clean water or good food, no medicine. They don't give us education. Our schools are closing, our hospitals are closing, and everyone is confused about how we have a public health crisis.
That's right.
There is nothing to be confused about. You set it up this way, and you're making money off of it. The biggest drug in this country is capitalism. They have figured out how to charge us for death, and they figured out how to charge us for life, and they have figured out how to make it really expensive to survive. In everything we do, it costs us money and blood. And I know that because I stand here as a black person in America that knows the reason why I'm on this continent was for blood and for exploited labor. And that is also connected to the overdose crisis. It gets scary because the thing that I had to learn working with Truth Farm is that it is very true that the ability for me to live and survive is tied to Alexis's ability to live and survive. That we are actually supposed to win together. We're supposed to live together. That is why it is the scariest thing when we fight together, when we rage together.
That's right.
Jeff is supposed to be here. My friend Melly is supposed to be here. Your loved ones are supposed to be here. Those that are in Broome County Jail are supposed to be here.
That's right.
The overdose crisis is a criminal justice issue.
Yes.
The overdose crisis is a criminal justice issue.
That's right.
It's not just a health issue. It's not just an economic justice issue. It is a criminal justice issue. They have criminalized our health. They have taken the resources away from our communities to be healthy. And what is very clear is that when their loved ones get hurt, they find ways to get them through. But they have never cared about those that are furthest away from the power.
That's right.
They have never cared. And that's why when Alexis says, when that money comes, it belongs to us, nothing they can give us will ever repay what we've lost.
No. That's right.
Nothing.
That's right.
But we better damn sure get every last red cent.
That's right.
I believe deeply in the ability for people to change, in the ability for people to thrive, in the ability for people to be whole. I believe that we actually will win, but it will take hope, it will take discipline, and most importantly, it will take rage. Rage is love. I love voraciously. I love like there is nothing left. Everything has to be on the line. And I rage to love to scare the shit out of the people that are having their foots on our necks. These people are trying to kill us. People are dying every single day. And we can say it is heroin that is killing people. And that is true. But it is also the inability and the disrespectful nature of the people that are in charge, that are unwilling to do what needs to be done. And so today, when we march in loving respect of our loved ones, today when we ask people to remember our loved ones, Let them remember our loved ones, but let them also remember our rage. Because we are coming for them, and we will never stop coming for them until we stand in the respect, in the dignity, and the compassion that our loved ones deserved, and what we are working to get for them. Thank you.